Okay. All right, so we're looking at spiders and worms. I think I've got them the correct direction. Actually, I'm not sure about the worm.
Yes, the worm is correct.
Is that correct? All right. They meet each other, and when they meet each other, they fight. And they totally annihilate each other. Boom! And there's nothing left. One spider and one worm are equally matched, and they cancel each other out. So, when we have 5 spiders and 3 worms that meet, I'll cancel them this way. 1 spider, 1 worm, 1 spider, 1 worm, 1 spider, 1 worm would cancel, and I would be left with 2 spiders left. So we're going to represent that with a spider, which we're doing with an asterisk, and a 2 to show that it's 2 spiders left standing. Okay, if we go to the next one, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spiders, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 worms. So a spider with worm, 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 and I have 3 worms left over, so I'm going to represent that with a little worm squiggle and a 3. Okay, so if we go down to the next one, how many spiders are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 spiders. 1, 2, 3, 4 worms. What would we... Yes, really quickly. So what would we end up with when these cancel? So you've got 9 spiders and 4 worms. How's it going to come out?
5 spiders.
5 spiders. So I put a little spider and I'm going to have 5. Okay? And then on the next one I have 4 spiders and 4 worms. So look, those are just going to cancel. What are we left with?
0.
Nothing. So we're just going to put a 0 there. There's no spiders. There's no worms. Everything canceled out. And it was just a sad day. All right. Oh, and I forgot. We did talk about this last year. Some of you will remember. What did we call it when they completely canceled out? Yes.
Extermination.
No. Do you remember?
Complete annihilation.
Complete annihilation.
What
We did talk about that.
extermination?
I don't know if I know how to spell annihilation. Yeah, that's what
I'm going to call it a complete
So I'll have to look up that later because I don't know how to spell that. But complete annihilation, they're gone. All right, so let's look at the next one. We've got 6 spiders and what is that? 7 worms. So spider with the worm, 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 spider with the worm. We're left with 1 worm. So I'm going to have a little worm shape and a 1 left over. 1 worm left standing, except worms don't stand. So
there was a family feud, and they had 1 more than them, and so only 1 survived.
yeah, one worm left to wiggle off to mourn his losses. All right, so on the next one, I don't know, the spiders, they got together. There's a lot of those with only 2 worms. So this worm would cancel 1 spider, this worm would cancel 1 spider, and we're left with an awful lot of spiders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 spiders.
It's not 10.
It's not? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
4 worms.
So 10 spiders left standing, okay? So this is just sort of giving you some ideas we're going to use. So then on the next page it says more spiders and worms. The violence rages on. So, so I wasn't supposed to use the symbols till the second page. We were actually supposed to draw out the spiders and worms on the first page, but that's okay. We're just going to continue to do this. So instead of actually drawing the pictures for us, they're now going to represent them with, there's 5 spiders, and there's your little asterisk for spiders, and 4 worms, little squiggle for worms. So I have 5 spiders and 4 worms meeting on the battlefield. What would I have left?
1 spider.
1 spider. So I'm going to put the little asterisk and a 1. Okay, so if I have 4 spiders and 5 worms, what would happen? I'll be like, Peeler, stay up. Anybody? Anybody? Yes.
It would be 1 worm.
1 worm. So I'm going to draw a little worm with a 1. We go down to the next one. I have 8 spiders and 1 worm. The spiders are definitely dominating that day. So how many spiders are going to be left? Johnny? 7. Good job. If I have 5 spiders and 8 worms. First of all, who's going to win? The spiders or the worms? The worms. And how many worms are going to be left? Shay. 3. Sorry. It's okay. We'll take turns. All right. If I have 2 spiders show up and 6 worms, Brian, you want to tell me what it would be?
I think it would be 4.
I think it would be 4 worms left over. Good job. Okay, on the next one, I have 6 spiders and 8 worms. Who's going to win that one? Go ahead. Worms. Somebody else tell me how many worms will be left. 2. Good job. Okay, Silas, you help me with the next one. 10 spiders and 5 worms.
There's going to be 5 spiders.
5 spiders left. Good job. And the next one, what if I had 4 worms and then 7 worms? What do you think?
It would be 11 worms.
It would be 11 worms. Like, nothing would get canceled out. They're not going to kill each other. They're all on the same side.
That would be funny.
So you're just having a worm party.
A bunch of worms killing each other.
So not going to happen. So in this scenario, only the spiders and the worms are enemies. But spiders and spiders don't cancel, and worms don't cancel.
Aww.
All right, so let's get back to the second part. So I have 1 spider and 5 worms. What am I going to have? Silas, tell me.
4 wormies.
4 wormies. Good job. What about if I have 9 spiders and 2 worms? Brian?
It would be 7 spiders.
It would be 7 spiders. Good job. What if I had 5 spiders and 5 worms? I know somebody really wants to say it. Johnny. Sarah. And that's complete annihilation. No one's left.
Eee, I like that.
Okay? Everybody's gone. It was just a sad day. All right. So go down to the next one. 8 spiders and 7 worms. What would we end up with? Go ahead.
1 spider.
1 spider left standing to spin another day. Brian, did you want to do the next one?
Yeah, it would be 7 spiders.
Good. So you had 3 spiders and 4 spiders, and they don't cancel out, do they? It's just a spider party. So we end up with 7 spiders. All right. What about 6 worms and 1 worm? Go ahead, Shay.
7 worms.
7 worms. So they don't cancel out either. Couple more, and then we're going to change this just a little bit. So 8 spiders and 11 worms. Go ahead.
3 worms.
3 worms. Good job. And then 7 spiders and 4 spiders.
I like spiders better.
So how many spiders are we going to have?
Oh, a spider party.
Spider party of 11. Good job. So they're not canceling each other out. They just showed up and decided to hang out. All right. So I don't think spiders and worms actually duke it out. I've never seen that on any.
I've seen this.
So let's see what the next page says. This is the final cruelty. What if someone pulled off a few of each spider's legs? Well, that's just wrong. Then a spider would look like this, plus sign. What if someone ironed out every worm? Also cruel. Then a worm would look like this. Like I said, this is really violent. I don't recommend doing any of these things.
Aww.
But I did find last year that it did help us remember how to do these. So 3 spiders would be plus 3. 3 worms would be minus 3 or negative 3. What would be the outcome of each of the following? Okay, so we're still thinking spiders and worms, but we're starting to change it into positive and negative numbers. So if I have a positive 7 and a negative 3, what do you think?
It would just be 7 minus 3.
It would just be like 7 minus 3. You're right.
It would be 4.
Okay, positive 4. So for this exercise, we're going to go ahead and put the plus in front of it because it still represents our maimed spiders. The first time I read this, I thought, this must have been a man. That's very sexist of me to say. But I just can't imagine, like I wouldn't have come up with this. I don't know.
The female teacher in the class were boys.
This is true. Or somebody who has a bunch of boys at home. I guess that could happen too. Somebody with a bunch of sons. All right. I don't know. All right. So positive 2 and negative 5. Or we could think 2 spiders and 5 worms. Who would win, Johnny? Be negative 3. It'd be 3 worms left over. Okay. What if I have negative 1 and negative 7?
Worm party.
Worm party. How many worms are coming to the party? 8. Good job. You guys do remember some things. All right. So if I have 6 spiders and 9 worms, who wins?
Wormies.
The worms. How many are left? How many are left? 3? Good, because there's 3 more of these than there are of those. Now think about this. We're still in our mind subtracting 9 minus 6. We're just keeping track that there were more of these. And so like the worms are winning, and that's why we have worms on the answer. But if we're thinking positive and negative numbers, you still kind of have the same mental picture. There's more negative numbers than there were positive numbers, and so the negatives win. You end up with a negative number. Still the same concept. We're just trying to transfer from violent spiders and worms over to positive and negative numbers, integers. All right, so if I have positive 11 and I'm adding negative 2, what would I get?
The spiders win.
The spiders win, so I'd get positive 9. Or we could just write that as a regular 9. On here they have us using the plus sign to represent the spiders, but as we transition to numbers, it would just be positive.
Spiders
Okay,
win.
so what if I had a positive 3 and I'm adding a positive 10?
That's 0. It's a
The 3 and the 10. I think you're looking at the next one.
Yeah.
So the next one's 0. So what about the one above it? So you're just adding 3 spiders and 10 spiders together.
It's called 13 spiders.
13 spiders. So be positive 13 or just a 13. Okay, so I'm going to let you guys, I know some of you have already worked ahead. I'm going to let you finish this as sort of a practice problem.
Ooh.
And then